Nasim Ahmed of the Palestine Return Centre, and welcome to Remember Palestine. Let us talk a little bit, if we can, about the effect of the UN vote that's coming forward for membership of the United Nations of a Palestine state.
Oh, next week, well, 23rd, that's when Mahmoud Abbas will actually officially request the United Nations. As to what he will request is not very clear, whether it would be full membership or recognition for a Palestinian state. There's lots of issues surrounding that, especially within the Palestinian refugee community, in terms of their recognition within the UN, because at the moment the PLO represents the Palestinians, and the call for a statehood or recognition of a statehood might jeopardize their or weaken their rights. And there's also various merits which have been attributed to this recognition. But if you look at the strategic development within the region, it might, if anything, weaken the Palestinians even more and strengthen the Israeli position.
Can you just explain how many Palestinians actually are forced into exile currently, and what your research at the Palestine Return Centre has shown about how many want to return, and if the Palestinians were to return, how would that take place? Do you have an image of that at the Palestine Return Centre?
Well, I think the crucial issue is to first recognise what, in principle and from an international legal point of view, what is the rights of the 7.1 million Palestinian refugees.
7.1
so
million.
Globally, from the 11 million Palestinians, there's 7.1 million Palestinian refugees. The majority of them, so you have 3 million within the West, 2.5 million within West Bank, 1.5 in Gaza, and the rest are in diaspora within Jordan. There's 500,000 within Syria, another 500,000 in Lebanon, and you have, of course, another hundreds of thousands around the world. So this UN vote, which is what we're talking about, this UN vote, what we actually do is it will weaken their position, because at the moment the PLO is what represents the Palestinians in diaspora, or the global Palestinian population. So if the United Nations recognizes a Palestinian state or a PA as the representative of the Palestinians, the PA has no mandate to actually represent the Palestinians in diaspora. All it has is a mandate to actually represent the Palestinians in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip.
So let me just stop you there. Is there a body that represents Palestinians in the diaspora legally and politically?
It's recognised, the UN recognises the PLO is the rightful representative of the Palestinian people, and the Palestinian people are the primary agent of the Palestinian question. It's not the state, it's the Palestinian people.
So just in short, very short on time, the right of return will be weakened, in your opinion, by this statehood bid at the UN?
It will be, because there will be no representative body for the Palestinians in diaspora within the UN arguing for their rights. That's why it would be weakened severely.
Nasim, just finally then, it's hard to imagine much jubilation actually in the minds of people living in the West Bank and Gaza, whatever happens at the UN.
Well, I just want to say the issue of Palestine, as Edward Said said, is not about flags and national anthems and nationalism. It's not about that. It's something more fundamental. It's about the rights of millions of human beings. That's what it is. And calling for a state when there's still occupation, there is the illegal wall, there is ongoing settlements and demolition of homes. When these are facts on the ground, to simply try and whitewash all this and try and go for an international strategic move, doesn't really change the game much. You know, Israel is still pulling all the tricks here, and it will not change anything. There is a faction within the Palestinians who think this will actually change the game, but it will not do anything much for the Palestinians in general.
Thanks very much for that.